These fucking guys. It's so indicative of our politics and how polarized everything is that we have to choose between the two most extreme versions of anti-science health officials. RFK Jr. is still better than Rachel Levine, though, unless you're a pronoun-loving CDC official. But if I have to choose between my kid being denied the measles vaccine or being indoctrinated into believing they should cut their body parts off, let's have the measles party! Woohoo!
7 students confirmed with measles, 4 others possible.
Liv, no, it's turning blue.
Call 911.
I said this about RFK Jr. when he was nominated. Don't wonder why or how you got RFK Jr. Maybe do some self-reflection. This is what the people were voting on when they voted for Trump. We have cancer in our country, and not just literally. We have it in our body politic. Think of Trump like chemo. Sure, we might be losing our hair and throwing up, but it might cure the cancer. And there's also a chance it will kill us instead. We're in the chemo phase, folks, and we all might die.
I don't want to live no more, no more, no more, no more, no more.
The CDC is in the midst of a standoff after several high-profile resignations, and in a press conference, RFK Jr. said this.
And I know what a healthy child is supposed to look like. I'm looking at kids as I walk through the airports today, as I walk down the street, and I see these kids that are just overburdened with mitochondrial challenges.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
With inflammation. You can tell from their faces, from their body movements, and from their lack of social connection. And I know that that's not how our children are supposed to look.
They're just overburdened with mitochondrial challenges. With inflammation, you can tell from their faces, from their body movements, and from their lack of social connection. And I know that that's not how our children are supposed to look.
I was having trouble keeping it together through that.
Every once in a while, I can do an impression. It's like in a blue
You do a
moon.
great RFK Jr.
I just love that he says, like, this is a guy who is not like a scientist or a doctor or anything. He's just like walking around diagnosing people with like whatever.
Mitochondrial challenges.
Just like, you've got it. And that person looks like they've got mitochondrial overburdened. And he's like, I know a healthy person when I see one. Yeah, you know what? I know a healthy person when I hear one too, RFK. He's stressful to listen to. Whenever he talks, I just want it to turn off. Just make it stop. I don't trust that he knows what anything is supposed to look like. He's a 60-year-old head on a 30-year-old body with the voice of Katharine Hepburn.
Well, that kind of talk will get you nowhere, mister.
Have you seen when he's doing those workout videos? It like literally looks like some Frankenstein experiment where he just had his head transplanted onto a different body.
That's a fit boy.
It's fucking weird, bro. Overburdened with mitochondrial challenges. Slap that shit on a t-shirt and sell it to the teens. In fact, we're doing just that. You can buy them at bridgetphetasy.com. We're going to be buying vaccines on the black market soon. It's going to be just like, I got that Tdap, I got that Gardasil. You got measles? Nah, ever since the outbreaks, that one's impossible to get. It is worth noting that the people who are losing their minds over RFK Jr.'s statements clap for the guy on The Daily Show, The Colbert Report, and Marv for 25 years. We all knew RFK Jr. was a fucking whack job, but don't sit there and tell me that Rachel Levine is any less of a whack job. And I know they didn't have the same job, but she was directly underneath the person with RFK Jr.'s job. I don't need to hear it actually, bros, in the comments. I do know this. They both take hormones and they both have weird shit going on with their boobs. Then, on top of it all, the director of the National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases at the CDC resigned from his job in a tweet complaining it is untenable to serve in an organization that is not afforded the opportunity to discuss decisions of scientific and public health importance released under the moniker of CDC. CDC. But in that same tweet, and it's an insanely long tweet, so long that someone on X joked, I've already read one manifesto today from somebody mentally ill. I'm not about to read a second one. The CDC guy refers to pregnant women as pregnant people and signs off with his pronouns.
What if he rapes me? What if she rapes you? You f***ing turf whore.
Also, the CDC paved the way for this during COVID. All of this is downstream of COVID. You guys lied to the American people. You lied about so many things and said you needed this and that and lost the complete trust of the American public. And now you've got RFK Jr. Sorry, you paved the way for this bullshit. I do think, though, that I speak for normal Americans when I say I would really love our health experts to land somewhere between pregnant people and mitochondrial challenges. Mitochondrial challenges. And by the way, the fact that you can't say that someone who's a man or a woman and thinks they're the opposite sex is mentally ill is fucking bananas. That's probably the most insane thing going on in our culture right now. Clearly, you're mentally ill, and it's fine. It doesn't mean you need to be othered or erased. You can take lithium or you can take meds and you can treat it, your mental illness. And it's not like there aren't people who find ways to live with that cognitive distortion that absolutely exists. It doesn't mean we dehumanize them. But why do we have to pretend that this isn't a mental illness? Why? Why is everything a mental illness except for this?
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
We live in a world where I've got to tiptoe around the ADHDs and the neurodivergence, but if you want to chop your dick off at any age, I'm supposed to pretend that's normal. I'm not the one with the problem, by the way, but yet I will be told that I am the one with the problem. I'm a bigot. You get the fuck out of here. A 13-year-old that's rebellious, that's oppositional defiance disorders. And you've got to be careful around them. You can't stop drinking. You have a disease called alcoholism. What's the disease? I have no self-control, and I say this as an alcoholic.
Get daddy another beer, will you?
No, you don't need another beer.
I know that, but this disease is just eating me up.
I always used to wonder how advanced societies fell into the dark ages, and I no longer wonder that, actually. I see it happening all around me. Wake up, Sheba! It's happening. It truly is like you lose the trust of the institutions, everyone becomes a conspiracy theorist or stops believing in science, and then boom, dark ages. The whole world is collapsing. It does feel that way. There's Trump normal chaos, and then there, people like militarized police in the streets, and we're in fascism or whatever, and everybody's mad about Cracker Barrel. And as we plunge deeper into the depths of this dying empire and collectively lose our minds, I just want to open a burrito shop on the beach in Sri Lanka, but Sri Lanka's falling apart too. There's nowhere to run. And still, America is the greatest nation in the entire world. And still, I find myself ordering cake testers on Amazon from my phone. So is it really all that bad? Yes.